So my name is Trinity Zion Armstrong. I am 17 years old. I was formerly a UNC women's soccer athlete, and now I have transitioned into my professional career with San Diego Wave FC.
And the guy with the corner. It's in anyway! Armstrong! The defensive and now offensive hero!
T and three has been my lucky number forever. Trinity means three, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I tied it to Jeremiah 33. Just kind of been a part of my life this whole time. I started soccer when I was 3. It's interesting to look back on it, just because I was in 2 different phases in my life between a couple of days. In a sense, I was at my top shape I've ever been that year, going in from IMG's national event. I was coming off of that, and within a couple of days, my mom just started to see the color come out of my face, and I was pale. We didn't risk it, so we went to the doctors, and my blood count was at 8. I didn't produce enough red blood cells in my body, and then I wasn't producing enough oxygen in those red blood cells. So any type of fitness, any type of working out, day-to-day stuff would tire me, and I had extreme fatigue. So I had lost half the amount of blood that I needed. I had 2 4-hour bags of blood transfusions. I was really discouraged. That's when I decided I was almost gonna quit the sport completely, just because my health was the biggest thing at this point, and it was to the point where I was a medically retirement from soccer, and I just felt very isolated, and I was very down and depressed, and just because soccer was my outlet. Whenever I had any type of frustrations or any personal stuff going on, soccer was the one thing that was very consistent. So they put me on all this different type of birth control, estrogen, high doses of it, and oral iron. And that was probably the most painful 3 weeks I've ever had, in my life. I had to stop soccer completely. I was out for 11 weeks and bedridden 16 to 18 hours a day through that whole time. And that was hard for me because I've never been that tired in my life. I couldn't even pick up the phone to text people. I was dying. The funniest thing throughout my whole anemia experience about being bedridden for 11 weeks, 16 to 18 hours a day, the only strength I had was to lift up my Bible. Anything else I did, I was exhausted after a couple seconds. But whenever I opened up my Bible and read that, it was the calmest and the most peaceful time. That realization was oh, I need to focus on that a lot more, because I knew that by talking with him and by getting into the Word, I felt more joy. It wasn't getting better, and then I went to the hospital one time, and they told me to get iron infusions. And I came back a month later, I think. I just started to feel my blood levels were increasing. My ferritin levels were increasing. Everything that was down and just wasn't budging was starting to increase. And that's when it was okay, yeah, I can start doing more stuff, and I'm not gonna have to retire. And I was just so relieved. We finally found something that works. Because throughout this whole time, even now, I still don't know the true cause of it, and my doctors don't know. For me, I knew I made soccer an idol, and at the time I wasn't really in my Bible, and I wasn't really connecting with the Lord. And now, because I've been through that, I know how important it is to have contentment and have joy in what you're doing. If you try to get it from other things, once they're taken away, you don't really know what to do with yourself. Just building a good foundation for yourself is really important.